All right, what's up, dude?
How's it going?
Hello, everybody. My name's Tad. I have Ian with me today. This is Tad and Ian Show. So if you are watching this video right now, by the way, this is a spoiler video. So if you've not seen Civil War, definitely exit out of the video right now because we're going to spoil all this for you. We're going to be talking about Civil War today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I'm pretty excited because this movie was pretty decent, I think, at least from a Marvel standpoint.
I think so too. Yeah, it was. It wasn't as chaotic, but it still was a lot going on. A lot of stuff.
There was a lot going on, but I think it was better than Batman vs Superman. Do we agree on that?
It's more fun. It was more fun. It was more fun.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't trying to be super dark.
Yeah, it wasn't super dark. That's what I liked about it.
Didn't force it.
Yeah, yeah. And I got my Captain America mug right here, so you can tell what team I'm on. Actually, it's Iron Man.
Yeah.
I needed an Iron Man cup.
I mean, because he's the coolest character.
He's the coolest character.
He's the most fun.
So who did you think your favorite character was?
For me, I think the addition of the Black Panther was super cool. Chadwick Boseman, actually put effort into his accent, unlike Aaron Taylor Johnson in the Avengers movie with the Russian accent that he sounded like he was just doing as a joke the whole time.
I think that was just bad casting, though, on Marvel's part. Or was it Aaron Taylor Johnson's?
I don't know, because he's done some good stuff, but I just don't think he put that much work into his character.
I don't think so either.
Considering that he's only going to be in one movie, I think he realized that.
Pretty much. He's just like, you know what? It's good. I'm not going to put 100% into it.
But but Chadwick, his character was really cool. His suit was awesome. I thought it wasn't corny. The only thing that I got is he's not a super soldier, right? He hasn't been injected with anything. He's been trained.
There's been something enhanced in him
because he was keeping up with Captain America.
Yeah,
he running. He was out running cars and stuff. And I was like, well, his suit is made out of the same thing Captain America's shield is, but I was like, that doesn't make you an incredible athlete or anything. No.
Yeah. So there's, I don't know. We'll see in the Black Panther movie, but there's definitely been some enhancements.
Yeah,
on
for
him,
sure.
I think. But I don't know. Are you looking forward to a Black Panther origins film? Is the question, or is it going to be an origin story?
You know what? I think at least one movie. I think his character has enough for one movie. I was engaged enough with that guy, and he was incredible at fighting and just really acrobatic, and he got jacked for that role too.
Jeez.
He got huge for that role.
Jacked. Did you see 42?
Yeah, I saw 42.
Yeah, he was pretty good in 42.
Pretty good in 42.
Yeah. So now that we've seen the film, we really liked it initially.
Yeah.
But now
because it's so exciting. How could you not? The little kid in you is just that was
oh my god,
exactly.
But now that we've had a couple days, I think we're like, oh, there was actually a couple of things that were a little weird about it.
Yeah, a lot of things they didn't really explain very well. But then again, it's a superhero movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be entertaining.
It's supposed to be fun.
But I think my biggest one, and after thinking about it, Tony Stark is probably my biggest problem because he has all this technology.
Yeah.
And first off, how did he not know that S.H.I.E.L.D. had been within, or how did he not know that Hydra was within S.H.I.E.L.D. throughout all of Winter Soldier? I get that there were encrypted files, but he can pretty much hack all of the government.
Jarvis. I mean, Jarvis when he was the computer and not
not the Vision. Yeah.
He controlled the nuclear launch codes every day and would change them. That is the highest amount of access you could ever have to government.
They just had to throw some conflict in there. So we'll have them be within S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So how did he not know that pretty much the Winter Soldier had originally killed his mother and father? How did he not find that video file?
I have no idea.
I think
it was a traffic cam. It just looked like it was
a traffic cam.
A Caltrans.
You think he'd want to know? You think he'd want to know how his parents died, or at least who killed his parents? What was the backstory on how his parents died? They never really went into that.
Yeah, or his dad was going to a meeting at the Pentagon or something like that. But his dad was without any security, just driving around with 6 packets of the juice that they shot up the Winter Soldier and Captain America with to make you a super soldier.
Make you a super soldier.
And it wasn't even locked. He just opened it was just a random suitcase full of little IV packets of this incredible serum.
So what did Tony Stark think that his how did he think his parents died? They never, I don't think throughout the whole cinematic
I think
universe,
car accident, just a
car accident, that was it.
They hid it from him, I guess.
Yeah. He never really decided to look at his mom and see that there was probably a choke mark, his mother had been choked to death.
So the main guy that kind of pokes the bear of this group and kind of gets them all amped up is this one man who they don't explain how he has the funding, the money, or the intelligence from this impoverished nation of Sokovia to get all this stuff to kind of stir up the Avengers' anger by himself. Like, he acts alone, no one helps him, and, like, he somehow breaks into the highest government, like, building to interrogate the, like, greatest assassin of all time by only wearing, like, a prosthetic nose. And, like, a mustache. Like, no explanation
of that.
Like, I was totally, like, I think unnecessary. Like, who was that guy?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't give, like, a little bit more believable backstory for that.
What I thought what the direction the movie was going to go in was that guy was going to activate all of those other super enhanced soldiers. Because, like the Winter Soldier said, those guys could take down an entire government in 24 hours, and no one would even know it was them. You know, like, they were that incredible of a group. And he's even getting his ass kicked by them in their training.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like I thought that was going to be the thing that was going to bring them all together, was that those guys were going to get released out of cryo, and then the Avengers were going to have to fight these super soldiers. That's where I thought it was going to go. But it didn't happen that way. Yeah, it didn't happen that way. So, like,
he killed them. He shot them all in the head.
Yeah, he shot them all. The bad guy shoots them all in the head, and nothing. That was like only thing was to lure them to make Captain America and Iron Man, like, to show Tony that his parents were killed by the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But that just made them fight, and then nothing's resolved between them at the end of the movie, except for Captain America writes him a little letter. And he's like, you know what? Like, he's
we're
a
okay.
good guy.
You wrote me a letter. We're good.
We're good.
But there is,
and he gave him a phone with his phone number in it.
That's true.
One of the other, I think, issues is, so they've all signed basically a treaty saying that they're going to regulate themselves. Well, some of them have, some of them haven't. That is what's split up, is like government regulation, non-government regulation. And they get in this gigantic battle side by side in this airfield
with people.
But they said right beforehand, out of nowhere, they're just like, they've evacuated the airport. So people know it's going down. I don't know about you. Whenever I go to the airport and I have a bottle of water, I feel like I am the most wanted man. So I don't know how the biggest criminals in the world who have broken a government contract are going to have a full-on, Western shootout battle in the middle of an airfield without anyone getting upset. There's no army that shows up.
There's no
police,
TSA.
No TSA. Right? No one patting you down. There's the machine that spins that sees you naked. No.
I don't know how they got away with that.
Yeah. What did you think of that battle, of the fight sequence?
The battle was cool. But you make a good point. I mean, why an airport, I guess, was the question.
I mean, they had to get into that airplane at the hangar.
Yeah.
They were trying to stop him, but, why didn't Tony Stark just blow up the airplane? They couldn't escape.
I know.
No one was stopping him. No one was stopping him.
That should have been his first thought. But if that had happened, we should have been like, okay, as a movie, why did he blow up the plane first? Because then there was no conflict. So there has to be conflict.
I mean, it was just that kind of race, it was kind of like a three-legged race to,
pretty
the
much
ship.
To get the ship. I don't know, the battle was really cool. What I really liked about it was that it gave each superhero, I think, a good amount of screen time within that battle.
Yeah. I think it was like everyone got their own, and it was cool because they did kind of get to showcase a lot of their talents and powers that you don't usually get to see, you know?
Yeah, especially Ant-Man. That we had been waiting to see.
We've not seen the skyscraper size Ant-Man.
Yeah,
I didn't
that
think
was
they were
cool.
going to do it.
I didn't think they were going to do that in this.
Yeah,
and it actually was pretty effective. I thought, when Ant-Man came out, it's like, who's going to see a movie about a guy who's super small?
Yeah,
it actually turned out to be pretty good. But I think a lot of that is Paul Rudd too.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you this question because you're a huge Spider-Man fan. What did you think of Tom Holland playing Spider-Man and his role? I mean, he's only in it for 10 minutes. But
he had a lot more screen time than I thought he did.
Yeah. In the fight sequence, he was the main focus of that fight sequence, I thought.
Yeah, he was probably and I mean, I get that that's why they introduced him in Civil War, is because this was a pretty pivotal part in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tom Holland was awesome, I think.
Yeah, I think he was really fun. I thought he brought a lot of comedic relief to the thing. And Paul Rudd, too. That's why they were both in that fight, is they were both the funniest parts of that fight.
Yeah, and then I just really liked his costume too.
Yeah.
I liked his humor. Honestly, I'm going to say that I liked him better than Andrew Garfield.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he has the potential to be. I do kind of like that the difference is, I know they said they wanted to bring... I mean, Spider-Man's always been in high school, so when they said they were shooting younger, I thought they meant, I was like, what, younger than being in high school? But I realized, an actor that isn't 20-something, or late 20-something, Andrew Garfield and Tom Maguire, where he's, actually a teenager, 16, so it's, kind of cooler.
We just talked about this. How old is Andrew Garfield? He's actually,
he's 32.
30, yeah. Yeah, so I can understand why they kind of wanted to part ways with that older
Yeah,
thing.
because like I think by the time you get to a third movie, age starts to kind of show.
Pretty much.
You know, it was like like if anything, like Shia LaBeouf in the Transformers movies. By like the third one, he looked like he was in his late 20s
and unhappy.
Yeah. But like, so it's just like Marissa Tomei was in it too, playing Aunt May.
That's right. Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting choice because Aunt May's always been so old. But in my head, I'm always thinking like, wait, Aunt May would only be this like the same age as his mom.
Yeah.
So his mom wouldn't have been in her late 60s to 70s, you know? He's only in high school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they could be, but, like, I thought it made more sense having a more middle-aged instead of grandparent-aged.
Definitely. And I think since they're going to, keep going with Spider-Man, the Spider-Man world, they need a couple films, which means they're going to need, like, probably we're looking at Spider-Man for, like, another 10 years at least.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get at least, like, a trilogy of Spider-Man films along with him in the Avengers movies. And, over time, it's probably going to show her age. That's why they wanted like a younger Tom Holland and then a younger Aunt May.
Yeah.
But what I really foresee is I think that we're going to get Pepper Potts. I think she's going to be gone. I mean, she hasn't been gone. They
mentioned her once.
Yeah, she hasn't been in like 3 movies so far.
Yeah,
she's been.
They always say she's somewhere else.
I think they're getting rid of her, and that they're going to go with Aunt May as the new love interest for Tony Stark.
Maybe. I think that could honestly be a thing because they honestly had some chemistry when they were hanging out. I mean, it's Tony Stark, but.
But the only problem is, what about Uncle Ben? I mean,
I feel like their meeting was like so comical that they've kind of gone away from that.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring it in later as like, I mean, every superhero's got some conflict. Like no matter how powerful you are as a superhero, the people you seem like they can't protect are the ones that they care about the most, which is like every superhero's turmoil. It's like they have this power to protect their loved ones, but those are the people that they can't always protect, you know?
Yeah. And maybe they'll mention Uncle Ben at one point. Maybe he's already died.
Maybe he's already died and he just hasn't mentioned it yet because they don't have time in the movie.
And I think we're all sick of like an Uncle Ben origin story of his death.
I mean, it's the same thing with like any Batman movie. I'm so tired of seeing Batman's parents get shot in an alleyway.
And it always happens.
I
wasn't expecting it Batman vs Superman.
I was like, I was just kind of blown away by that. I was like, again with this, again?
But that was Zack Snyder, I think. But back to Civil War. Other plot holes. I think... actually, let me get into one of the biggest ones that I think. And that is the whole... how everything happened just by coincidence. We didn't know that Iron Man... Or Zemo didn't know that Iron Man was going to show up at that facility where the Winter Soldiers were. He knew that Bucky Barnes and Captain America were, but how, by coincidence, did he know that all of them were going to show up at the same exact place, and then him play back that video right then and there, where they're all going to have this conflict, and then they're going to start a war, and he's going to be okay, and he's not going to die. I think that was just like, that was just by total luck.
I mean, I get it, like, if anyone was going to come after Captain America, it would be Iron Man. But what if he just hadn't?
Yeah, we just
it would have, like, Bucky Barnes would have just destroyed the video and it would have been over, you know, like...
Honestly. And you know what? He could have saved so much time. My biggest problem with the whole film is that he could have saved so much time by having the whole superhero war by just sending Tony Stark the video, like, via email.
Yeah, he could, What?
And then
That's true. Not the whole bunker, like...
Not the whole bunker thing.
Like, with his whole speech of being like, you just have to... He's like, a civilization that crumbles from an outside source is... He's like, but an inside source is, like, what really destroys, like, a group.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just...
His big every empire will fall speech.
Pretty much that every villain has to have.
Yeah.
But... And we would have known that Captain America would have pretty much gone to Bucky's side just because they're friends.
Yeah.
So we would have known that if he had sent Tony Stark the video, Tony would have wanted to kill the Winter Soldier, and that Captain America would have taken Bucky Barnes' side.
Oh, yeah.
That would have started the Civil War. So we didn't need all this other BS of framing Bucky Barnes and making him blow up the building and killing a psychologist framed as Bucky Barnes.
Like, the only thing... The thing that got me, too, is the big fight scene at the airport.
Yeah.
Is they made it seem like everyone hates each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no one was really trying to hurt each other. The only thing that was, like... Everyone else was kind of taking it light, you know? Like, Black Widow and Hawkeye are just kind of, like goofing around with each other because they're best friends, you know? But then there's, like... The only people that are, like, taking it super seriously are, like... Chris Evans... Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Iron Man, and War Machine are the only people that are super taking it seriously. Yeah. Vision is just kind of there as a safety blanket for like them. Like Vision is kind of like has no dog in the fight because he's not human. Yeah. But what's interesting is that he's kind of showing human side now. Like he got distracted and stuff. Like he's now developing like human emotions, especially for the Scarlet Witch. It seems like. Yeah. So he's kind of losing like his like
his human touch a little bit.
He's losing his inability to be unbiased in the situation. He's like going to eventually.
Yeah. And he was really good too. He was really comical. I wasn't expecting Vision to be super comical.
Yeah,
but I think that's just the whole origin of Vision.
Oh yeah. And Paul Bettany just does like such a good job of being like so gentle with like his voice and his speaking voice, but being super funny and you're not expecting it. Kind of thing.
Yeah, and like the whole scene between Ant-Man and the Vision, when he's like, "Oh, he's inside of me."
He's inside of me. It's great. Something just went inside.
Yeah, I think they really worked well together.
Yeah. I mean, what I did like, I mean, we just talked a lot of trash about the airport scene, but what I especially liked about the airport scene was that you did kind of get to see like who would win in this fight, like when you were a kid, like who would win in this fight, and it's like everyone had something to combat someone else.
Right.
What I thought was interesting is like it seems like they're kind of setting Scarlet Witch up for being like the most powerful and most like unstable of the superheroes because she's very young, she's very new to her powers, and she can't necessarily control them all the time. She's very strong, but other times she like can't hold things as well, which you'll see in the movie. But yeah, she even was able to like hurt Vision and like change his like his chemistry and stuff, which is crazy,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
which makes him not invincible, which is nice because like that guy looked like he was the
he looked like he was like
button.
So that's cool that there's always a superhero that can really kind of overweigh the other superhero.
Yeah.
There's not really one that's like more powerful than all of them.
Yeah.
Because the Scarlet Witch, she could pretty much take like care of everybody, and I think that's a good balance between the Witch and the Vision.
Yeah, and there's supposed to be a love interest at some point
between the two of them.
Yeah, between the two of them, which makes sense. It's like the two people that can actually like affect each other.
Right. I wonder how that would work. I mean, because Vision.
We don't know.
He's kind of like a computer too.
Yeah.
So does he have all those human parts?
He can make a cape appear out of nowhere, and a suit. So.
And a suit. So what else can he have come out of nowhere?
It was kind of funny seeing him in civilian clothes.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny.
With the button up in the pants and everything, like a pair of dress shoes. Like, it looks, with his like red head, he looked kind of. Would
he just like walk through the wall?
We talked about this.
There's a door.
The door was open. He's like, I assumed. He's like, I guess I'll just use the door.
I'll just use the door. All right. Yeah, he was really good. I hope we see more of him.
Yeah, I think we will. I hope he doesn't get killed off super quick.
I think we know that he's going to have to,
because he's got the Vision Stone. But he said he still has to figure it out.
That's true. Maybe he can somehow. I mean, if they want to keep him, they will find a way to.
Maybe he'll show up in another movie.
Yeah, that, or he could run off of whatever this is. Like Tony Stark can come up with something.
Yeah, maybe he can find something for him.
Yeah, there's definitely a way. Especially since the Infinity War series, you're supposed to have like 70 superheroes.
Yeah, and apparently since Marvel doesn't kill anybody off either.
Oh
so, like, I mean, they're going to kill Vision off. I guess he's not human, but we're all getting kind of attached to him, so, like...
They didn't even kill War Machine off.
Dude, they didn't kill anybody.
That was our bet. We bet that War Machine was going to die regardless of
and someone else.
happened.
Maybe another
somebody
person.
Else.
But it was just like, he's hurt.
He's paralyzed, whatever.
But he, like, Tony Stark built him legs, so he's
he can still be War Machine.
He can still be War Machine.
Why do we care?
The suit can move your legs for you, Like,
pretty much. That was kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I kind of understand, because you're killing off property.
I don't want any of those characters to die.
That's true. We'll see. That's why they didn't kill anybody else.
Yeah,
but it's like,
had they killed War Machine off, would anyone have been? He
hasn't
been a pinnacle character. No. He's well liked, but he's not like. I mean, I like Don Cheadle, but I gotta say though, Chris Evans, man, I gotta get on his protein plan. Like that scene with him holding the helicopter and holding the metal bar and pulling the helicopter back down. I was like,
that was literally all CGI muscles too. I'm sure.
He was. I don't know.
He is pretty. He's gotten far
huge.
Since Push.
Yeah. Oh my god, he was so thin and Push.
So thin and Push.
And he had red hair.
You know that he probably just had in his contract.
Just like a scene where he has like he's jacked. In the Ultron one, he did that one pull up with the one arm while holding that person off that cliff. So it's like he's got one jack.
He's got one jack scene every movie.
Every movie.
By the way, how did he not die in that helicopter crash with Bucky? How did either
Bucky
of them
got knocked out? Well, they never die. They always fall
stupid.
From like the inconsistency of Captain America falling and hitting the ground is way different. Like, there was that one where he fell on his shield and he got up slowly, and then he jumped from that building onto another building and rolled onto the roof, and he was fine and started fighting.
Yeah.
So the inconsistency of, like, what
is
guys can do.
What is acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if Bucky Barnes is, if the Winter Soldier's arm, his metal arm gets any bigger, it's going to suffocate him. That thing, in some scenes, was, like, bigger.
It seems like it's it's
gotten bigger every scene. Every scene I saw. But when they went into the bunker at the end, it was
ripped.
Massive.
And I don't know if that's Sebastian Stan's like actual arm, but
it's not Sebastian. Still, his other arm is not nearly as big as that.
No, that's probably in his contract too.
Yeah. And do those guys just like hold giant weights before they go on to set?
I feel like
Hawkeye's veins are all out. Like it's ridiculous at this point.
Really, honestly, he's pretty ripped too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think it was the most fun. I will say that. It was the most fun.
It was the most fun superhero I think we've seen yet. Even more fun. I don't know, Avengers 1 was pretty fun.
Yeah, Avengers 1 was pretty fun. It was new. Had that new feeling.
Right.
But this one was fun in the aspect of, like, your childhood, like, wondering who would win in a fight.
Right.
You got to see who would...
Yeah, you got to see who would win.
Yeah. So what is my new theory is, it is about the Joss Whedon effect. It is, we're calling it in the theatrical community, the Whedon effect. So, Joss Whedon, in his Avenger movies in the previous years, there's too much going on. There's too much chaos. There's too many plot twists and people fighting. It's hard to keep track. So the Russo brothers have now fallen into a similar trap. They have multiple scenarios where in the previous movies they had an actual definitive bad guy. But in this movie there are so many red herrings and twists and turns that it is so, and people fighting and shooting and yelling at each other, and there's too much going on, and it is too hard to make a movie like that because it's too chaotic. I can't tell what is happening. I have to go see it more than once. It's just, I am at my wit's end with it.
Are you wearing 3D glasses?
Yes, so I can see all of life in 3D.
Life is 3D.
What?